Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to bingemedia.net. My name is Jim Law here with Alyx and Sierra.
Buddy, what's going on?
Um, well, we're going to be doing a new show.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Just Tell Me What Happens. Now, this is our spoilerific feature that we will be covering all types of movies. Obviously, we're doing a newer movie this time, but Alyx hasn't seen some older movies. He wants to know what they're all about. That's what we're going to be doing. This entire show is just spoiling the shit out of the movies for Alyx.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get his thoughts on them afterwards, on whether he's going to see it or he's going to skip it or he hates it or what. He's going to rate the movie without seeing it.
Either way, I'm rating it.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
That's right.
If
But you might watch
it. I might watch it. I don't know. Here's the
might.
thing. I actually haven't even seen the trailer yet. But before we get too far, I want to tell people, go to patreon.com/bingemedia. $5 a month gets you all the goodness. I mean, you get early access to Just Tell Me What Happens, video and audio. You get all of our exclusive content going back almost 10 years. Isn't that nuts?
10 years.
Almost fucking 10 years. And
yeah, we've been around a while.
Yeah, just for a little bit. And but yeah, just to get back to it, I'm gonna rate this thing. And I got my ratings for the first 3 films.
Yeah.
I mean, as everybody can see, we are doing Captain America: Brave New World.
That's right.
New hit movie out.
Right.
Everybody's loving it.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like everybody's loving it, actually.
No.
But I got my ratings for the first 3 movies. And I can't wait to rate this movie.
All right. Well, let's first of all, you haven't even seen the trailer. I know we're going to talk about the first 3 movies in a little bit. I'm going to get those ratings, but why? And I know you kind of are they're your favorite of the
Yeah, I think I'd consider these probably my favorite of the series of the MCU so far.
So why haven't you even watched a trailer for this movie?
2 words.
Oh.
Disney's own The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh.
Really put a sour taste in my mouth.
Did you watch that whole show?
I did. We did commentaries for it on Binge Media. Yeah.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We did, yeah. Yeah, we did commentaries. Jack and I did commentaries. 6 episodes. Felt way too long. I originally, like, going into this, I was like, oh yeah, it was like 4 episodes or whatever. I watched a recap video of like everything leading up to Brave New World at this point. And yeah, it's 6 episodes, which is just ridiculous. That should have been a feature-length film. Just went on way too long, even though I like some of the elements of it, but I just felt like it went way too long, and that gave me a sour taste in my mouth. And I think by the time that I wanted to watch the trailer, I was kind of like, it had already been released, and like the early buzz of it was like bad, but then it got released, and then a lot of the ratings weren't great, and a lot of the feedback from the community wasn't
right. And you felt justified.
And I felt justified, yeah, which is also another great show. I want to tell you about that. And Just Tell Me What Happens series. Did
we do commentaries on Justified?
I think we did. You were on them.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about the first 3 movies before we get into this one, because I do know that you like them. So
yeah.
Which is give me your ratings on them individually, like one by one. Tell me how you feel about those 3 movies.
Okay, first one, Captain America: First Avenger. It's the one that kind of started it all, and well, yeah, for the most part, this current iteration, and I really liked it. It had a great love story, had great action. We get to see Hal Stark. Wait, what's his name? What's Tony Stark's dad?
Howard
Stark. That was close. You can see Hal Stark as a young man doing his thing, and so I really like that movie a lot. So, but I mean, I gave it a 7.
Okay,
a 7, which I think it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into your 5s, we do a 10 scale for people that don't know.
That's right. This is early on. This is very early on in the MCU too, so you don't have any of the superhero fatigue yet or anything.
Sure.
I want to see if that affects the next 2 movies.
Yeah, and then the next one, Winter Soldier. I love Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And I give that one an 8. I really like Bucky. I'm a big fan of Bucky.
Big Bucky fan.
Big Bucky fan. And Civil War I'm also gonna give an 8.
Oh, shit.
You know what? This could have been, this could have been higher, and maybe it is. I haven't rewatched it in a long time, but, seeing all of those, seeing the airport scene is
Yeah,
just still, you could talk about it, it'll give you goose
right. It
seeing
that movie
all of those characters, man, is
right.
just fucking awesome.
And seeing a couple of them for the first time, well, in the MCU, like, that's Spider-Man's first appearance in the MCU,
Mhm.
and that's Black Panther's first appearance also. So that was a huge deal, that fucking movie. That
Yeah.
was, that was a Avengers movie basically in disguise.
But like you mentioned, a little superhero fatigued by that point, though. That's why I think it could have been a 9, probably not a 10. It could have been a 9, but I was a little fatigued out by that point. So I think
I
it was the I got more excitement, more enjoyment in the rewatches
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah. I've always thought that Winter Soldier was your favorite MCU movie. What is like, what's your favorite MCU movie? Do you know?
It's probably Winter Soldier. Big Bucky fan. Love Bucky. Love the Winter Soldier. No, I would probably say, let's see. I I do really like Winter Soldier a lot.
Okay.
But Civil War is pretty fucking great. I really dig Civil War just
All right.
because, again, all the different elements are all the different characters. Everything is like culminating, and then they're fighting each other. Right? It's right there in the title.
All right. So to bridge the gap between those three movies, which are obviously high, you have 7 and 8 and an 8, and then you've already kind of shit on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What's your rating on Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Oh
And
man,
here,
probably. So performance was great. All the acting was great. Love
hmm
Zemo as a villain.
hmm
Great character. Um, I I liked a lot of the socio-political stuff. I did like the Flag Smashers. I like that whole storyline. That was pretty cool. And
right,
then Black Captain America, I really liked. I
hmm
love that whole storyline. Uh, but it just seemed like a lot of fucking filler.
hmm
And like I'm gonna give it probably a 5,
okay,
just because it could have been a feature length film, and I don't know. Like the more it got, the more it went on episode after episode. Just don't know that Anthony Mackie's the right character to put that suit on.
interesting. All
Yeah,
right, very
he's a
interesting.
great actor. I love him as Falcon, but I don't know. I did like the conflict he had.
Not really
Assuming the
wanting to
suit.
do it.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right, right, right.
absolutely.
All right. Okay, that's good. I didn't even think about Falcon Winter Soldier leading into this, but that's good. Your perspective on that is going to
Mhm.
lead into this a lot, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, Captain America: Brave New World. All right. This
Mhm.
is released on February 14th, 2025, just a few weeks ago as we're recording this. It is 118 minutes long. It has a budget of 180 million, and as of my note taking,
Mhm.
291 million box office worldwide, which it's already a bona fide hit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um, as we've established, this is the fourth Captain America film, the 35th MCU film, which is kind of fucking mind-boggling. 35 MCU films. It is the fifth and second to last film in Phase 5.
Mhm.
So Thunderbolts is the last film in Phase 5, a phase that a lot of people have kind of, walked away from the MCU or got
Mm,
bored with
mhm.
the MCU. They're not, the continuity's not there anymore. Going into this, I was hoping this kicks it off again.
Mhm.
Um, does it? I don't know. We'll see by the end of this conversation if it does or not. But um, yeah. So then, Fantastic Four will be the first movie of Phase 6.
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's all you
So
need
you
to
said
know.
35 films in the MCU so far.
Yep.
What was the first one? Do you know?
Iron Man.
Iron Man was the first one. This is the
Yeah.
official. This is the benchmark. We're starting with Iron Man,
Yeah.
and then we got 35. So that Iron Man was what,
2008.
2006,
Yeah, I want to say eight.
2007,
Pete.
2008,
What year was Iron Man?
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah. Mm.
But 35 movies, like, it's kind of mind-boggling. This it really is this generation's Star Wars or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I know Star Wars still exists and there's still movies coming out, but for my kids, right?
Mhm.
A new like a MCU movie is the big thing. Like, it's kind of blindly we know we're going to the theater.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, the last phase, we didn't go to the theater all that much to see all these movies. But when you get these stars, when you get a Captain America, even though it's not Steve Rogers, or you get Thunderbolts looks good. We're trending back to it being the event movies of the year, right? Even though there's fucking 3 of them this year, all
Mhm.
3 of them we already know we're going.
Mhm.
So we're kind of back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That Eternals, Shang-Chi, and then you had the 2 sequels or 3 sequels that we didn't really like, the Thor, Doctor Strange, and Ant-Man,
True.
all kind of, you know, all kind of disappointing. The Guardians 3 was amazing, and No Way Home, the Spider-Man movie, was okay. But
Mhm.
otherwise, not quite the same as back in the day
Yeah.
when it was all leading to something, and we knew that. At some point, after Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, you started to realize it was all leading to one thing. All these movies are leading to one thing. I'm a sucker for a fucking crossover, you know that.
Mhm.
So that's why I was such a fan of like the View Skew universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I
Yeah, yeah.
started seeing characters from one movie in another movie, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is fucking great. So when the MCU started doing this, and they're doing it right, and you've read comics, you know, as a kid all your life, and you've seen like Captain America's always in fucking Iron Man, or Iron Man always shows up in Spider-Man. But now they're
Mhm.
doing it on film
Yeah.
with these fucking huge actors and these, you know, multi-million dollar deals. Um, I'm still in awe of what they did. Those
Mhm.
first 22, 23 movies, right?
Mhm.
The last 10 or so, I just want them to get back on track. So this
How
was a movie I was hoping it was going to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So going back to what you were saying, how there was like a dip in the last what phase or the last couple of phases,
Couple
maybe.
phases, yeah.
How much of that, I guess, with so I was going to compare or maybe suggest that the run of Disney shows like
Mm,
maybe played a part in I don't want to say fatigue, but in maybe just oversaturation of Marvel shit.
absolutely. I totally agree with you. And I don't, when I'm talking about this stuff, when I was doing my research for this stuff, I kind of left out all the TV shows, even fucking Falcon Winter Soldier, which I shouldn't have because it obviously leads right into this movie. This is a sequel to that show.
Mhm.
But Agatha All Along and
Right.
what was the Scroll fucking show?
The
Secret
scroll show.
Invasion.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even watch these 2 shows. I started Secret Invasion, dropped out, didn't even go with Agatha All Along. Yeah, like that's oversaturation. It's too much.
Yeah.
What If I started watching? I thought that had a lot of potential, but then they even turned that into a kind of like a little serial show with the same characters in every episode, which lost its potential on me. What
Mhm.
If was, you know, the comic was any random fucking story. What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? Like that's a what if story.
Mhm.
The what if TV show just focused on like this multiverse of characters that just went from every episode to every episode and kind of ended with a big plot, all circled around those same characters, right? It was like Captain Britain, fucking Thor was in there. Um, it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. So I didn't even watch the last season of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I always fought against the idea of superhero fatigue. I remember having arguments with you guys about this back in the day. Um,
But it
but
would be
it
fatigue for me who's just like I'm the layman when it comes to
but I'm yeah,
yeah,
I've come
WC.
around. I've come around. I
Right. Yeah, yeah.
understand what you're saying. Like
Mhm.
it's fatigue. I would my argument back in the day was if you're fatigued, just don't fucking watch them. You know what I mean? And I guess that's what I'm doing. I just stopped watching the show and I don't care anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like I said, this kind of amped up the excitement again. This
Yeah, for
movie,
sure.
this trailer that you
That's
haven't
great.
watched, which
Yeah.
you're gonna start playing in a minute here because
I'm stoked.
I'm gonna get in the movie. Let's go. Let's do this.
Hey,
This is
before you tell me what happens,
all right.
I want to guess 3 things that I
Okay.
think will happen
All right.
in Brave New World.
All right. I'm not gonna tell you to the end, right? I'm
Don't
not.
tell me to the end. If you
Mhm.
want to award points, you can award points. We'll
Okay.
figure out a game somehow
All
of
right.
how we can
Yeah. Yeah.
gamify this thing.
Uh-huh.
Suggestions welcome. Okay. In Captain America, Brave New World.
Mhm.
What I think will happen. I think that at some point, Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Is that his official name? Just Red
Yeah.
Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Red that's fucking ridiculous. Give him a fucking name. Like, that's Hulk, but that's Red Hulk. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Red Hulk makes a quip after Red Hulk smashes the first building or person.
Okay.
Okay.
Like what? Like a hulky quip?
Like a
Or
Hulky quip.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Something.
Mhm.
Okay. So in Brave New World,
Mhm.
Giancarlo Esposito as
Yeah.
Sidewinder, who's the
Yes.
leader of the Serpent Society. Right?
Yes.
I'm doing a little, just
You're
the
fucking
tiniest of
you're
research.
getting ahead of me, sir. You're getting ahead of
Okay,
okay, go
it's
ahead.
all right though. It's all right because everyone's already seen this.
Yeah.
So Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder, the leader of the Serpent Society, he plans to open a fast food chicken restaurant, and he still refuses to talk about why he was exiled from his home country of Chile. Okay, don't fucking say anything yet. All right. So it's the second thing that I want that I think will happen. All right.
Right?
The third one is look, this is the MCU, right? We're getting post-credit scene. We know that. It's
Oh,
like how the amount of post-credit scene, how many of those are we gonna get? We don't know. Or
right.
I don't know.
You don't know,
But
right?
I just know for sure there's a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And in one of those post-credit scenes, Bucky and Sam talk about the fallout of the end of Brave New World, and in a
Uh-huh.
moment of despair, they share a kiss.
Oh, shit.
Okay, that's what I think will happen in Brave New World. Hey guys, it's your pal Alyx, and I want to tell you about our friends over at ParkSense.com. Go there and use the code BINGE20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. If you like the Disney or Universal parks and want to bring some of the sensory magic back home, go to ParkSense.com and pick out your favorite candle, room spray, or wax melt. The best thing about ParkSense.com is the variety of scents that bring you right back to the park. The extraterrestrial adventure candle will remind you of Universal's ET ride, and the Wizard Beer's butterscotch scent will transport you to the Hogwarts Express right from your living room. So go to ParkSense.com, stock up on some fantastic smells, and use the code BINGE20 at checkout for 20% off your order. Thank you to ParkSense.com, and now back to the show.
So, Brave New World opens up with this scene
Mhm.
in Mexico because Alex, that's where all the criminal things go on.
Yeah, is okay. Fourth thing that I think might happen. You can
Yeah.
answer it now. Is there like a yellowish filter on it in like when
In
they go to
Mexico?
Mexico? Yeah, when they
No.
film in Mexico.
Oh, I can't answer it now. Yeah, no, no, there's no Breaking Bad filter on this.
Fuck.
Obviously, so this is the scene to introduce us into the new Cap, right? Like to see what he's all about, see how he fights, see how he handles the bad guys, right?
Mhm.
He's there to retrieve a package that has been stolen from the U.S. government by Sidewinder and the Serpent Society. So basically, we get a lot of fighting. We get the new Falcon, who is Danny Ramirez. He's
Mhm.
not with them. He's kind of like, he's in a headpiece and he's telling them where to go. And he's the Simon Pegg to Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible. He's helping him out that way.
Got
He's
it.
not got the pull up yet. You can't come help me yet.
Mhm.
So yeah, Cap obviously he ruins the party for these bad guys. He gets the package and he returns it to the US government. So we find out that this package is actually adamantium. Now, this is a word, adamantium has been with me my whole life. It's one of those words that, and I'm sure you have these words, I never really know how to pronounce. You know what I'm saying? I've read this word because okay, so adamantium is
You stop at Adamant and just throw on Goody Two Shoes. That's what you do. 'Cause that's a great song.
it it's the substance that Wolverine's skeleton is covered with. That is what
Yeah.
adamantium is. That
Mhm.
is how it was introduced in the comics, and it's kind of like a man-made thing in the comics,
Mhm.
right? But here, they have finally decided to make use of the giant celestial that is in the Indian Ocean, kind of just fucking stuck halfway coming out of the ocean. That happened in the Eternals.
Mhm.
Um, so this happened like fucking, I don't know, 9 movies ago, and no one's ever talked about it, which is weird. A giant being was being born from the core of the earth. No one has ever even fucking approached talking about this in any movie. but finally we get someone. So they call it Celestial Island in this
Mhm.
movie.
How real quick, how much does that drive you nuts that they don't mention things like that? Now, that's gonna happen when you have 35 movies with all these different characters in the same universe. Like, some things are gonna slip through the cracks, but do things like that drive you nuts?
It lately, yes.
Yeah.
These last
Mhm.
two phases, yes. I feel like back in the day, they did well talking about what
At
Thor
least referencing it,
yeah,
right.
just
Yeah.
something it mattered because it did whatever happened in that one movie mattered for the next movie, or at least for the end game,
Mhm.
for actual end game.
Yeah,
Um,
good movie.
so so to Shang-Chi and all those movies I was just mentioning, to have all this shit happening constantly and no one ever acknowledging it, like uh, especially in the Eternals, like there's so many other superheroes that are still alive, right? This takes
Mhm.
place after Endgame, Eternals, but none of those people seem to want to help the destruction of the planet, right?
Mhm.
It's just the Eternals. Like, oh, only the Eternals can do this. Here, we finally have, there he is right there.
Mhm.
We finally have them dealing with something that happened there, but it's not in the way superheroes do. It's in the way that the government does, because they found the adamantium comes from the Celestial. They started drilling in this poor fucking Celestial. Not only not only is he like, he's just an island now. They call it Celestial. Like, he's literally just an island on the
Yeah.
planet now. They just start drilling in his head. They're just like, well, is there any chance this guy could still be alive? I don't know. They just
Fuck
start
it, start
drilling,
drilling.
and they find adamantium. All right. So what the Serpent Society had done, they had stolen the first refined canister full of adamantium, which is a big deal. And this is all happening while President Ross. Now, this is Thunderbolt Ross. This is the William Hurt character
Mhm.
from prior movies. He obviously passed away, so Harrison Ford has taken over the role. Sans mustache.
Mhm.
Now, what's funny is how you always say, uh, you just asked me a question. Do you get mad when they don't kind of talk about certain things that happen in other movies? They go out of their way to talk about his lack of a mustache in this
Do
movie.
they
Like
really?
that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they don't talk about Spider-Man opening up a multiverse or anything, but they
Right,
talk
yeah.
about that Ross had to shave his mustache to win the election, which is fucking hilarious. So he's very thankful to Captain America. What he's in the process of doing is setting up a treaty between countries so that they can all mine this adamantium and all kind of have it. They don't want another Wakanda with a vibranium type deal to happen, where just one set of people, one country or whatever Wakanda is considered. I don't know, continent. Uh,
Mhm.
they can't just have it all, right? Like he wants to spread this out. This movie really is about Ross's kind of changing the way he's been in the past. Him and Captain America in the past, like Steve Rogers Captain America, they didn't see eye to eye, right? Which
Mhm.
leads to Civil War. That movie that you love
Mhm.
so much.
Yep.
The Sokovia Accords. He
Mhm.
wants them all to come out and kind of be under the government control and all that. And Captain America says, "No, this isn't happening." That provides the divide between the superheroes,
Mhm.
and they don't, and that eventually leads to them being defeated by Thanos in Infinity War because they weren't together.
Mhm.
Obviously, in Endgame, they come back together. Everything's fine. Ross is changing. He's trying to work with Cap. He wants Cap to reform the Avengers. This is something he says to him flat out in the movie. He wants the Avengers back. He wants to work with them. He's a different man, and everything's going to be fine. He invites Captain America to some sort of presentation that they're giving at the White House. Cap, obviously, he brings Falcon, Danny Ramirez, with him, but he says he'll only come if he's allowed to bring Isaiah Bradley. So this is Black Captain America, that from Falcon and the Winter
Yep.
Soldier.
Mhm.
So Isaiah, if nobody knows who Isaiah Bradley is, he's kind of the first super soldier serum guy that they kind of kept hidden before Captain America back in the day. And in the show, I think it was, I don't really remember the reason why. Maybe you do because you did commentaries on it. Apparently,
Mhm.
um, was it because is it a color of his skin type thing? Was back in the day? Is that
Yeah.
a lot of the reason
Mhm.
why? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So he's kind of an angry dude, right? Like he's thankful to be friends with Sam, and he's thankful just to be out and living in the free world and all that kind of shit. But he has a lot of pent up shit from back in the day. So the White House agrees. Isaiah Bradley can come. So Cap, Falcon, Isaiah Bradley, they all go to the White House. Ross gets on stage. President Ross gets on stage, starts giving a presentation, and all of a sudden, some music starts playing. Now, Isaiah Bradley and a couple other guys, maybe 2 or 3 other guys, stand up and just start fucking shooting the place up. They try
Mhm.
killing the president. This is very, very similar to Winter Soldier shit, right? When he would hear certain words or whatever, he would turn into the psychopath, right?
Mhm.
It has Winter Soldier written all over it. So all those guys either die or get arrested and put into confinement. Isaiah Bradley obviously doesn't die, but he gets arrested and put in prison.
Mhm.
So Cap needs to find out what the hell happened. He's not going to stand for Isaiah Bradley being held accountable for something he had no control of. They've had, you know, experience with this type of thing. He is joined by the head of the Secret Service. Now, her name, this chick is so distracting in this movie. Um, Ruth Bat Seraph. She is the head of the Secret Service. She also happens to be an ex Black Widow. She happens to be a widow. She was raised up in the Red Room, just like Black Widow was. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
she's
Mhm.
essentially the new Black Widow. We don't find this out till we see her kicking ass, specifically in that scene where everyone started shooting. This chick is so distracting. They could not have found a smaller human being to play this role. There's a scene where she's walking and they're having a conversation, and you cannot focus on anything else other than the physical appearance of this woman. She is so strange to look at. She's such a little person. It's so weird. Her head's normal size, but her body's weird, and her body's struggling to keep her head up. It's fucking, oh my god, it's so weird. But she's a widow, so she's a badass.
Yeah.
She's with Captain America.
Mhm.
Very standoffish. They have a weird kind of relationship throughout the film. Cap goes and he's going to try and figure out where this signal's coming from, where this music's coming from, and why it's why it's disrupting these guys' brains. When he's doing that, Sidewinder shows back up. He's pissed off about Cap ruining his party in Mexico, and tries
Oh,
to
yeah.
kill Cap again, but it fails. Cap gets Sidewinder, arrests him, and gets some information about who hired him to do what he had to do and who's behind the music, and that leads us to this old military facility that contains what the hell's his name? Tim Blake Nelson is playing Samuel Stearns in this movie. So this is a recurring character
Mhm.
from the Incredible Hulk. Uh, Not the first Hulk movie, but the second one, the actual first MCU Hulk
With
movie
Edward Norton, right?
with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Um, so this is important because from here on out, you realize that this film is a direct sequel to that film.
Mm.
Not
Mhm.
only, Falcon Winter Soldier, but this is more a sequel to The Incredible Hulk than any other film in the MCU.
Wow,
More than
okay.
the Captain America movies, more
Mhm.
than anything that came directly before it. It is a direct sequel to The Incredible Hulk.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Hulk hasn't had, like, during that time period, his own standalone film or franchise, right? Or series
So,
since the Edward
Yeah.
Norton one.
So Ruffalo has not had his own Hulk movie.
Right, right, right. That's yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he showed up in, like, She-Hulk,
Mhm.
which was
Thor,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking kid. Yeah, he showed up in, Ragnarok,
Mhm.
but you're right, he has not had his own standalone. Mark Ruffalo does not warrant a standalone Hulk movie, apparently.
But I guess that does kinda make sense that it would be a direct sequel, though. I
Yeah.
mean, it's nice that they pieced that together,
You
or were
know,
able to.
uh, sticking on the Hulk thing, I feel like this is the one character they fucked up the most in this whole series, even during Infinity Saga. Um, he gets his ass kicked in Infinity War by Thanos very
Mhm.
early on. Um, and then the next, you don't fucking deal with him until Endgame, where he's blended intelligence and the Hulk figure, and he doesn't want to ever Hulk out. Um, he shows up in She-Hulk. He's got a fucking kid. all of a sudden that's not explained, or again, we go back to
Yeah.
never talked about again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so what do they do when fuck if they bring him back in, how do they not bring his kid back in? Which was just a horrible character, by the way. He's
Yeah.
just this like fucking uncomfortable emo fucking Hulk teen. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Hmm.
they already did this shit with Groot. Now they're doing it with the Hulk, and it's just
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah.
why are we? What are we doing here? I don't know. I feel like at some point they're gonna wipe fucking She-Hulk off the canon poster. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like, yeah, that
It
didn't
didn't
happen.
happen.
Don't worry about that. I don't know how they bring back Hulk, but you'd
Hmm.
think it would have been this movie, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
a direct sequel to the Hulk. No, they bring his name up constantly. They talk about Banner. They talk about the Hulk. They
Hmm.
talk about his girlfriend, Ross's daughter, played by Liv Tyler.
Hmm.
She's a big presence in this movie without kind of being in it because Ross wants to reconnect with her.
And Brave New World, you're talking about now.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
That's part of his process of becoming this new man. He wants to reestablish that relationship with his daughter, who I guess has been mad at him since 2008. Because
I
he
know what
fucked
that's
up.
like.
Yeah. so so this is all it's a direct sequel to it. Anyways, now who was I talking about? Oh, Samuel Stern. Samuel Stern's been in this. He was imprisoned in this facility to do research for the president, right? That was kind of his confinement. That was his prison sentence. But what Samuel Stearns has done is kind of he's made it his own, right? He's been doing a lot of work scientifically. He's created this song signal to get into the brains of different people and take over whatever they want. He is
Yeah.
also pictures have been coming up of him throughout the slideshow here. At the end of Hulk, he got some of Banner's blood
Hmm.
in him, and it morphed up his head. His name in the comics is the Leader. That is never uttered in this movie, but he is the Leader. So he's the bad guy in this movie. Now, is he a good bad guy? It's all about him and Ross. This whole movie, Cap just happens to be there. It's a revenge film. This
Oh.
movie, while being a direct sequel to the Incredible Hulk, it's a revenge film because Samuel Stern's entire plot of this movie is to ruin the president's life, and then we have the president trying to become this new man. So it's all that dynamic in there, right? Captain
Yeah.
America, uh, while this being our introduction to Sam as Captain America, he just happens to be there. He just happens to be the superhero that has to deal with all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the assassination attempt on the president, other countries are kind of like they don't have any trust in the U.S. anymore. So everyone's sending warships to Celestial Island because they don't want any part of this treaty. They think the president's fucking them over. Everyone's going for the adamantium, adamantium,
Whatever
adamantium.
Wolverine has. Yeah.
That yeah. Um, so there's a big kind of race to get this scene right here where this is them going off the warship to stop these
Hmm.
jets that the jets that the Americans are flying. Fucking Cerns turns the song on, and these fucking fighter pilots get possessed and start attacking the Chinese. They fucking
Hmm.
start shooting at them and everything. This is horrible. Everyone, there's about to be another world war over this adamantium because the Chinese obviously they don't trust Ross already, and now that they're getting attacked, everything's gonna go to shit. So Cap and Falcon, this is Falcon's first real action in the film. They have to go up and they have to fucking stop these two fighter jets, obviously without killing them, but to stop them from killing any Chinese people. They're trying to stop a world war here.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this is a pretty good action scene, probably one of the best, the biggest in the movie. And you have Sam and Falcon kind of you know pushing like fighter jets out of the way and a lot of drone work. Cap has these drones that he throughout the movie. They showed up in like
Yeah. Yep.
I think Winter Soldier was the first time they showed
Hmm.
up, to be honest with you. So he's got they saved the day, right? So everything's seems to be okay. The treaty seems to be back on track because the Americans in the end actually saved the Chinese. Everything seems good. Stearns is pissed off that his plan didn't work, so he's only got one last thing that he can do. President Ross goes to set goes to talk at a press conference after the events at Celestial Island to announce the new treaty. Everything's going to be going perfect. Stern turns himself in at this exact moment, and when that happens, he sets in motion a plan that he's had all along, which is because President Ross has a heart condition that no one knows about.
Mm-hmm.
Stearns has been providing him with pills that have kept him alive. And this is essentially why President Ross has kept Stearns in confinement for years. But these pills secretly have had gamma radiation within them, and they've been slowly turning President Ross into a Hulk. And at this press conference, a whole bunch of shit goes bad.
It's the revenge portion that you were talking about.
This is it. All the news at the exact same time, all the news people in the audience get this recorded conversation between Stearns and Ross about, everything that he did to Stearns and how he's keeping him in prison because he needs the pills and all this and blah, 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 blah. All the fucking journalists start turning on President Ross. Obviously he starts getting agitated. Everyone's trying to pull him off stage. He's getting very upset. Transforms into Red Hulk.
Damn.
Starts tearing shit up, destroys the White House. Cap's got to fight him. Oh, by the way, Falcon, he kind of overcompensated during the treaty or the Celestial War, the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Got hurt, and now he's in a hospital. So this dude has one chance to show what he can do, and gets fucking blown up. Yeah, gets blown up, put in the hospital. Oh, but this is a big moment for you because one of your favorite characters ever has a cameo here, and I did not expect this. While Cap's staring, through with that scene that you get where you stare through the window at somebody in a hospital.
Of course, yeah.
Somebody walks up next to Cap and starts talking to him, and Cap looks over, and there's fucking Bucky.
Yes,
fucking out of nowhere, Bucky's fucking there for his boy Sam.
That's right.
So he's like, yeah, you want to help? And Bucky's like, nope. I'm running for Congress.
Yeah.
Oh, and what? Like, I don't know.
So this is where they kiss.
This
right? It's a great moment. That would be the perfect moment to just be a little smooch and like, we can't be doing this.
A kiss would not have been out of character in this moment, but no, they did not kiss in this scene. But Bucky's just like, but it was a big deal. Like my youngest son Ethan, when he showed up, I could hear him. He was like, like, you know what I mean? Like it had that feel, that feel like back in the day when someone showed up in a movie and it was that moment. But then he was just like, anyways, I got to bounce. I'm running for Congress. And I'll see you later. Obviously, we're gonna get Bucky and Thunderbolts. He's a huge part of that movie.
Did Ethan not expect to see Bucky?
No, I had no idea he was in it. Nobody.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we had no idea that he was going to show up in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he bounces back to the press conference. Full Red Hulk. Look at that. Look how sexy he is.
Yeah, he's fucking swole.
So this street here, this Cherry Tree Lane, this was very important to President Ross. He told Sam about it because he used to go on walks with his daughter there, Betty Ross, Liv Tyler. So he ends up, Sam kind of gets him on the street. He's gonna have to talk him down because Hulk's kicking the fuck out of him. He's kicking the fuck out of everybody. Like anyone that comes up to him, this is Rampage Hulk, right? Like there's no
can't be reasoned with.
No reasoning. There's no intelligence shining through here. He's just fucking hulking out on everybody. But Sam gets through to him. Sam fucking talks him down while they're on Cherry Tree Lane, I guess. And Hulk does one of those fucking where he's inner struggling with himself.
Yeah. And then, totally, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. And then all of a sudden he just shrinks down and then they arrest him. So the ending of the movie, President Ross, and I guess it's assumed that he kind of puts himself in it. But remember the raft that
the prison, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
He is there. He's in
Ross is there.
Yeah, he puts
Yeah.
himself in there, and who's the president now? I have no idea. Maybe we'll find out in Thunderbolts, but he's under arrest. He's in containment unit, and then that's kind of the end of the movie. He just talks to Sam about the future of whatever and blah 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 blah. Now you mentioned credit scenes.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
There's only
Which I
one.
thought was gonna be Bucky and Sam kissing.
That is
They
right.
missed a point to not even, like,
They did.
save it for a post-credit scene. They
They
could have
didn't.
done it at the hospital.
You got 0 points for that one, sir.
Fuck.
0 point. The credit scene is only one. It's at the very end of the credits, and it is Samuel Stearns, who is apparently
Mhm.
also on the raft in a different cell, which is probably not the best idea. But Sam goes into
How did he get caught?
well, he
He
turned
did
himself in. Remember when
Oh,
he
right,
set
right,
that
okay,
plan through?
gotcha.
Yeah, he turned
Oh,
himself in.
I thought Ross turned himself in.
No, no, no.
Okay,
Samuel
gotcha.
Stearns turned himself in,
Mhm,
and then so Sam goes to talk to him, and he just warns Sam. What Stearns is all about is he's super intelligent, and he can almost see the future just by prediction.
mhm.
He can see what's going to lead to what. You know what I mean? And he just knows what's going to happen. I guess he didn't know he was going to end up in fucking prison in this
Yeah.
movie, but whatever. He warned Sam that something greater or a greater evil is coming. Blah blah blah. Is this the lead into the Doom saga that we're about to see? I don't know. It could just be something that comes in Fantastic Four. It's a very it's not locked down as to what he's talking about, but at least it's something. Is what I
Mhm.
left the theater thinking. I'm like, at least they're back to kind of whether this was a reshoot or not. A lot of reshoots in this movie, by the way, and I don't.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Huh.
don't really know why. I guess they added the Sidewinder character in reshoots, um, but it's a very tight movie. So I don't know what the reshoots were, but if this was one, it kind of makes sense because of the direction that the MCU's going on forward with the connection to all these movies again. I think Fantastic Four is going to be a big part of that Doom Endgame. I can't not use that fucking phrase.
They just call
That
it Doom
Dune
Endgame too, right?
Endgame.
They're just
Yeah,
like, "Fuck
that's
it."
it worked the first time.
Yeah.
Um, so that's it. He's just warning them of the impending evil. I don't want to say doom. The impending evil coming.
Caught that. Caught that.
And that's it. Look at his head. He's all
Oh, his
blocked out.
head is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's a very tight movie, and it's a very straightforward plot. Once you realize that this is all about the Incredible Hulk and a little bit about Falcon Winter Soldier
Mhm.
and not about any other Captain America movie. You brought up um liking Sam as Falcon, but kind of having a hard time dealing with him as Captain America.
Which maybe that was the whole purpose, but that's intentional.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was struggling being Captain
Yeah,
America, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I really liked him in this movie.
Hmm,
He really
okay.
brings to table the humility and the the just the honor that Captain America had. You know what I mean? It's a little bit. He does it with a little bit more swagger, I guess,
Yeah.
but
Mhm,
not enough to make you annoyed with him.
mhm.
That annoyance is all saved for the fucking Falcon character. That kid fucking blows.
Really?
Oh my god, I can't stand this kid. He's just he's just so cliched, right? Like he's just like, oh man, I got when do I get my super suit? Like, oh man, I
Mhm.
can do that. I can do this. I can do that. You knew the second he was introduced, this fucker was going to end up in a hospital. Like you knew that was going to happen because that's all he fucking cares about. Like, I can do this. No, Cap, I got this fighter jet. I'll handle it on my own. And
Yeah.
it's just way over the top. He's super
Mhm.
annoying. Captain America, though, is he does a great job. In my opinion, I think
Okay.
he's really great in this movie, and I think going forward, he's going to be a good addition to the future of the MCU.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Do you want to I don't know, do you want to give me your rating on it, or do you want to save that for for after we discuss? Because I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about too.
Okay. Well, I don't want to influence you, but I don't think I am. You've already written. Have you written down your rating for this movie yet?
No, but I've been thinking about a number or
Okay.
two. Yeah.
I'll give you my rating.
Okay.
It's like a mm, it's like a 6.5 at
Mhm.
the most, right? Like I'm struggling to give it that half right now, but I kind of am because I like Cap. I actually liked Harrison Ford in this movie a lot. I think he's really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, but to not really be a Captain America sequel, just a Hulk sequel with no Hulk. Oh, by the way, fuck, I totally forgot the last cameo. Liv Tyler shows back up
She does show up.
when he's in the prison. I meant to say that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that
So
was
is that the
nice.
post credits scene?
Nope, nope, it was
Oh, it's
before the
right
post. Yeah,
maybe towards the end.
yeah, right at the very end when they show him on the raft. So that was kind of cool, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But also leads you to this whole scene where Sam leads him to the cherry tree lane, and
I
they were
love
bringing
that.
and they were bringing back Liv Tyler anyways. Why not bring her back right there?
That
How
would be
is
a good
this
moment, yeah.
how is this all on Sam to fucking talk down the president? You know what I mean? Where you already know you're bringing Liv Tyler back. Why not have a limo pull up or whatever the fuck and have her come out and have her talk him down? That puts a circle around this plot device of him
Yeah.
trying to get back
Mhm.
in touch with his daughter and that. Nothing can stop this Red Hulk. He's rampaging. He wants to talk to his wife or his daughter so bad. Bring her back in that moment.
Right.
Have him talk her down. Fucking everything's wrapped up right there.
And then, like,
Weird.
just get rid of her, and then you don't have to see her until the raft again later.
Yeah, you don't even have to see her at the raft. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
her
true
big
too. Yeah.
moment. That's her
Yeah.
big moment. It was a weird choice,
Yeah,
but
because I'm picturing like, when you were going through the plot synopsis and you were talking about fucking Cherry Tree Lane, which is a great WB show back in the day. I
I
fucking love
don't
that. It
I
came
don't even know if
on
they're
right after
cherry
One Tree
trees.
Hill. It
I
was
don't
fucking it was amazing.
I don't know if they're cherry trees. I can't remember what they're called. Fuck off.
They
They're
look like
red. They're pink.
yeah, cherry blossom trees or some shit.
Yeah.
Um, like, I pictured Sam just being like, "Look at where we are.
Yep.
We're at Cherry Tree Lane.
Yep.
This shit calms you down." You know what I mean? Like, trying to, like, get him to calm down, but it would have
Exactly.
been even better
Yep.
if he was, like, "Look who I got here in Cherry Tree Lane,"
Right.
and Liv Tyler comes
And
out
then
because she don't wanna
it
miss a thing.
makes way more sense. Yep.
Pete says cherry blossom. It's a cherry blossom tree. It's Haynes Point.
Haynes Point.
Haynes
That's
Point.
what's Haynes Point? That's the area? That's what it's called?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That
okay.
makes sense. All right.
Yeah, so for people that don't know, Pete's hanging out and he's providing some information
He's our
for
tech
us.
slave. Pete's our tech slave.
He's our tech slave. Yeah, I was gonna put it nicer, but um okay, so you're giving it a 6.5, which
Yeah.
on what so I get the feeling that the MCU community is not they don't dig this movie. And I just wonder if is it lower than a 6.5 or is it about 6.5? And which is in my eyes, it's still passing grade.
That's interesting.
Unlike
Pete,
unlike my 3 questions, I went 0 for 3. A big
you
old
did.
blank.
Yeah, you had
God
0.
damn it.
Pete, I forgot to do the IMDb, maybe Rotten Tomato scores. If you can throw those up.
Oh yeah, 6.1 Brave New World has. So you're not far off.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Look, it's a step in the right direction. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm just speaking for myself as a big MCU fan. It's a step in the right direction. It's while it's a character that we all love, it's a new guy playing that character.
Mhm.
That's going to take some getting used to. I
Yeah.
think he
Yeah,
did a good
true.
job in that aspect. The Red Hulk, obviously wasn't used all that much, but it was a pretty cool. I hope he comes back at some point. There's all the opportunities with all the plot kind of theories that I've seen going forward in the MCU,
Mhm.
where it's just going to be a whole bunch of fucking villains and a whole bunch of superheroes and all fucking coming together.
Mhm.
They got this guy that they can literally animate in any scene they want to. It's not like it's a fucking real guy. They have the rights to Harrison Ford's fucking image. You know what I mean? They can
Yeah.
use this character whenever they want. I hope he comes back.
49% on the tomato meter and 79% on the
Right,
popcorn
so
meter.
49 is the critics and then
Yeah.
79 is the audience. So the audience is much higher on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for the most part, we do hear more like if we hear something is negative or positive about a movie, it's typically the critics, but
Yeah.
'cause that's
Yeah.
what's on the news or whatever.
Yeah. Alright, what else you got? What other queries do you have? I'm looking
So
through
I
here.
was wondering since there's a serpent society
Yeah.
and Gus Fring is Sidewinder.
Yeah.
Now, the villains in Luke Cage also had snake serpent names.
Oh.
So there was like Diamondback, I think was Mahershala Ali,
Right, right,
and
right.
then I forget the other one was another serpent name. So I was just wondering if that's part of the same society or not.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe
Okay,
Cottonmouth. That was the other
Cottonmouth.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Um, I don't know. Maybe it is. Shades. What
No fucking snake called Shades. Stop it, Pete. You didn't watch it.
Pete's just
You
making shit
can't
up.
look at Shades and go, "Oh, that's another fucking snake." God.
I don't know. Maybe there is a connection. I do believe Luke Cage is canon now. Like they retrocon canon Daredevil, and all
Right.
those shows
Mhm.
are connected. So they have it. I think it has to be all canon now. So maybe,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That was interesting. How now you said that you didn't it correct me about you didn't mind Harrison Ford in it, or you
I
liked
liked
his
them.
performance. You
Yeah, I
liked him
liked
in
them.
it. Okay.
Mhm.
So my biggest question was his dentures weren't all that distracting then. If you liked it
Not
and
not at all.
okay.
It takes really bad dentures to distract me, and it's happened over the years. But if they're done well,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't even fucking know. I didn't even know he had dentures till you just said that. So that's
Oh,
your
yeah,
answer. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they're pretty rough.
yeah. I love
Okay.
that that's your question.
The other thing I had so tight movie you said, right? Like 118 minutes?
118 minutes,
Like
no wasted scenes.
is that the shortest MCU movie?
Oh god, I doubt it.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. Hour 58
Hour
minutes.
58 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, I doubt that's the shortest MCU film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pete.
Let's see what else I got. So I did go 0 for 3, and that's unfortunate. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
Look,
make a
you
comeback.
you you went for the fences on your first three predictions. I don't know. I don't know how.
You know, when you go in blind on these kind of things, maybe I should
Uh,
watch a trailer before we
for,
actually talk about these things.
well, no, I like it that you didn't watch the trailer.
Mhm.
It, because,
Yeah, but now I'm fucking embarrassed because I'm 0 for 3.
dude. Well, let's ground your fucking predictions a little bit more. Pete says
Okay.
the shortest MCU movie is an hour 45 minutes. So actually, you're not that far off.
Oh, Marvels. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
All right.
all right, that's Captain America: Brave New World. Now, it all lends to one question: are you going to see it? You're going to skip it,
Mhm.
and what's your rating?
Well, I am gonna see it. I'm not gonna
You're gonna see
skip
it.
it. I do wanna see it.
I feel
It's
like
been
you always knew you were going to see it. Yeah.
I always knew yeah,
Yeah.
that is kinda true, but had we not talked,
Mhm.
it would have taken probably a few years for me to see it.
A few years.
Well, because it would have been like, well, if you're gonna watch this Marvel movie, then you should probably watch Brave New World first. And I'd be like, fuck, I gotta go watch Brave New World first. You
Right.
know, it would have been one of those situations, I feel like.
Right.
But no, you've actually made me more interested in it.
Yes.
So I'm definitely gonna I'll definitely see it now. And you know, I'm not too far off from your rating. I'm gonna go a 6.
A
This
6. Okay.
is yeah, this is now if we're going with the whole pantheon of Captain America movies, this is the lowest Captain America movie that I've rated so far.
And I was just going to say, I think the overall feel about this film is that it's not that bad of a film, but
Mhm.
it is by far the worst Captain America film. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds horrible and kind of good at the same time. I know, but it is.
Is it the amount of I don't know if they're technically loose ends, but is it the amount of like things that don't kind of make sense that
It's
are just stacked up?
I don't even know if there is like it's not the loose ends.
Right.
It's just that those ends are so it's just so confined to this one little revenge plot story. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like and that revenge plot story being a sequel to a movie from fucking 2008,
Yeah.
right?
How much is of that though is the like we talked about Endgame, like all for a while, these movies were unbelievably epic in
Mhm.
scale, in story, the stakes. like just across the board, like everything was leveled up. And
Yeah.
now like we're getting, like you said, pretty much just like a simple revenge story.
Right.
Um, so I just wonder how much like we've been like trained
Right.
to like expect like these big epic stories and these big epic moments.
Right.
And now we get something that's a little bit more early MCU, which is like, these kind of
Mhm.
like revenge storylines or whatever.
Right. And time will tell how much this movie matters, right? Iron Man was a little, if you look at it, it was a little film, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it
Yeah.
mattered
Hmm.
more and more we got farther along in the MCU, the more it mattered, right?
Yeah.
Um, the Captain America movies, I think, are the well, maybe Guardians. Probably my Guardians would be my favorite series within the MCU, then Captain America, and then Iron Man.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just I hope this matters going forward because we're going to be getting bigger. Like I believe Fantastic Four is going to be the kickoff for the biggest, or not the biggest, but the next big fucking Infinity Saga type deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
I hope this movie matters to that some way, in some
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
I want Captain America has to be in that saga when we
Hmm.
get to it, right? If one of the most important lines of dialogue in this movie is Ross asking Sam to restart the Avengers. He wants the Avengers back and he needs to get them together. I want that to be the one line of dialogue from this movie that matters going forward. I want the
Yeah.
Avengers back. Whoever the
Hmm.
fuck they might be, it might be some of these Thunderbolts in the next movie. I don't think all of them are going to survive, but maybe the ones that do, and maybe the Fantastic Four is part of that. I don't know, but yeah, I want this to be the kickoff to the next Avengers. There has to
Mm.
be, the that Secret Wars and Doom. I can't remember the name of the other movie. Those are Avengers movies, right?
Hmm.
So who are those Avengers going to be? That's the question.
Yeah. 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 He says Doomsday. Is that it?
Doomsday, yes, that's
Doomsday.
so
Um,
Doomsday, then Secret Wars.
I know we're getting a little further ahead, but what other are we going to see a lot of the same Avengers in this newer version of the Avengers?
I hope so, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
That was going back to our conversation about Hulk. What do they do
Yeah.
with fucking Hulk? And
Hmm.
why not? If they do have plans to bring him into the new Avengers, why the fuck wouldn't they put him in this movie? It's all about him. The
Yeah.
whole movie's about
Hmm.
him,
Right.
and they didn't bring him back, which is not a great sign.
Well, they got
Not
Red
a great
Hulk.
sign. Yeah,
They're
well,
like, well, at least there's Red Hulk.
like we don't want to see fucking Hulk fight Red Hulk. Like who doesn't want to see that?
Do they call him Red Hulk in the movie?
No, I don't
Oh,
think they
okay.
do.
Thank God.
I don't think they do. Oh, and no, your one prediction was does he have a quip or whatever? I don't think
Yeah.
he says anything. I
He
don't
doesn't
he
say
doesn't
anything.
no, he doesn't say
No,
anything.
like winky face or anything
No
like that.
no Red Hulk smash or anything. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What if he said Red Hulk smash?
Red Hulk smash. But he didn't. But he doesn't have a gravelly voice. He's just like Red
Nah,
Hulk smash.
he just fucking It's not even Harrison Ford's voice. It's a whole new voice.
It's a whole new voice. What if they AI'd episode 4 Han Solo voice, like Harrison Ford voice, like where it's just like it's lighter. It's got more youth in it. That could be a
Episode
thing.
4. Oh, nice. All right. Um, I don't know, man. I hope Hulk's part of it. I hope Thor's part of it.
Mhm.
Obviously Deadpool teased with that little scene of Thor crying, and he was wondering like what was Thor's crying about. Obviously Thor, hopefully he's part of it. I haven't heard anything about Hemsworth being involved in anything coming forward.
Mhm.
You want Spider-Man, whatever version of Black Panther you might get. Hawkeye, I guess, is coming back for another season. So whether we get Kate Bishop, the new Hawkeye, or the actual Hawkeye, one of those
Mhm.
be in it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, Miss Marvel and the other fucking Marvels, they're all over the place. So
Mhm.
some version of them to be in it.
Mhm.
Fantastic Four is a big deal. And do they introduce the X-Men some point in this? Like, or do they wait until this is all done? I think at the end of this phase, they're kind of wiping out the existence of all these kind of people and going forward with the new, like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
Mhm.
eventually leading to the X-Men versus the Avengers being maybe the next, not Secret Wars, but the next big thing
Is that
after
a
that.
comic storyline?
It's a huge comic storyline,
Oh,
and
wow,
it's
that's
a
awesome.
great story.
Yeah.
But again, who are those fucking Avengers? That's what we're talking
Right,
about right
right,
now.
right.
I don't know who they're going to be. You've already like, do they bring in because of this multiverse thing? Are they bringing in a new Iron Man from a different
Mhm,
universe?
mhm.
uh this Doomsday or the Secret Wars storyline is all about destroying other universes. So maybe some survivors from those universe, maybe Tom Cruise comes in as Iron Man, right? And he's the new Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe we get like, he obviously Robert Downey's in it as Doom, but does he show up as a different version of Iron Man? Chris Evans has been cast into those movies. Who the fuck
Mhm,
is he playing? Is he going to be a different version of Captain America, or there's a Captain Hydra from fucking a different multiverse? Is he going to
mhm.
be that? There's so many questions, and what the MCU has done over the years, maybe not the last 10, but over the years has gained my fucking trust. Because what they did with those first 3 phases
Mhm.
resulting in the Infinity Saga, I I will blindly go through a wall for them,
Yeah.
you know? And you get the Russo brothers back. I will fucking I
You'll
just
fucking
have
Red
this
Hulk that chick.
I have this blind trust in that they can see what's going wrong right now. This was supposed to be the movie to kick it into the right direction.
Mhm.
Time will tell if that's what it did. We'll see.
Phase 6, 2025 to 2027. The Fantastic Four First Steps is in 2025, July
Mhm,
2025. Avengers Doomsday, May 1st,
mhm.
2026. And Avengers Secret Wars, May 7th, 2027.
Yeah, I imagine there's going to be some other ones in there.
And then Marvel TV shows coming up: Daredevil, Ironheart, and Wonder Man. And what's his name? Oh, what's his name? Daredevil. Why can't I think of his name?
Cox,
Charlie
Charlie Cox.
Cox. Yeah, he's coming back, right?
Yeah, that comes out in like fucking couple weeks.
Oh,
When is?
awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I love that shit.
Oh, I'm fucking
That was
super pumped
awesome.
about that show, man.
Mhm.
I'm super pumped. And they're bringing back the Punisher and fucking Barenthal. Oh, I'm so
Oh, are
fucking
they? Yeah.
pumped. Yeah.
Mhm.
March. Oh, March 4th,
Oh,
episode 1.
shit.
That's
So,
this week.
yeah, that's this week. Here we go. Let's do this.
Mhm.
And is that Netflix or is that going to be a Disney show?
It's Disney Plus, I believe
Oh,
now. Yeah.
Disney Plus. Okay,
Yeah.
Disney. Sweet. So they're doing week by week, week to week
Yeah, probably. Oh,
episode drop.
there might be more episodes on day 1.
Mhm.
I don't know if Pete has that info, but they might do 3 or something, but then go week to week.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, really, really pumped about that. This is the first
Absolutely.
TV show in a long time that I've been pumped from Marvel.
Was the
Absolutely.
last one maybe Loki or something like that?
The Loki, but I wasn't even really hyped about Loki. I liked what they
Oh.
did with it.
Uh-huh.
But again, Loki's another character. Like, is he just did you watch Loki?
I
This is
didn't
a
finish
spoiler
it. No.
show. I'll just spoil the shit out of it for you.
Yeah.
This is
Just tell me
okay,
what
so
happens.
can you change the title down below to Loki?
Absolutely.
He just ends up kind of fucking saving all the multiverses, but he's kind of stuck there holding them all together. Like he's literally holding
Oh.
all the lines of the multiverses together, and
Wow.
that's his, I don't know, that's his imprisonment, I guess. He just has to
Yeah.
sit there and hold it. Now, did they use him going forward? He's a
Mhm.
great character.
Sure.
I don't know. They have so many options.
Mhm.
Do they have the money to get all these people involved again? I
Mhm.
imagine they would. I
Right,
hope
right,
so.
right.
I hope so.
That's awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you telling me what happens in
Yeah.
Captain America Brave New World. I'm gonna see it. I'm
Yeah.
giving it right now, it's rated lowest in my pantheon of Captain America movies. It's at a
No,
6.
justifiable.
And a justifiable 6.
Hmm.
The Red Hulk thing is very strange to me.
Yeah.
It's so and then when you put it in the context of like there's never been a standalone Hulk movie since
I
the
know.
Norton one.
Well,
That's
yeah.
fucking bizarre because he's such a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Ruffalo's such a great actor,
Yeah.
and how like how he juxtaposes the two performances is
Yeah.
fucking awesome. But it is bizarre, like once you contextualize it like that.
His last great appearance was Ragnarok. Like
Yeah.
Taika fucking found the perfect like role for Hulk. Just
Hmm.
create can communicate,
Sure.
not overly intelligent like he was in Endgame, but can communicate. But he's just fucking mad as shit all the
Yeah.
time. Like he just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know you, but I'm gonna punch you in the face anyways because I don't like what you're doing. Like
Hmm.
that was the perfect Hulk. That should be the Hulk going forward.
That's like the in the pocket characterization of Hulk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they've ever since then they've ruined him. So I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
Yeah, that's fucking
They
weird,
even
man.
threw him in the fucking trailer for Infinity War and faked us out. I don't know if you remember this. There's a scene where they're all running on the battlefield in Wakanda, and Hulk's in it. It was fake. It was actually the Hulk, but it was Ruffalo in the Hulkbuster.
Really?
Yeah, it was fake. They
I don't remember
fucking
that.
having Hulk in that movie because he gets his ass kicked.
Hilarious.
He gets his ass kicked at the beginning, and he doesn't want to turn into the Hulk. Remember, he's trying to turn into the Hulk during that battle, and he won't.
Yeah.
It's so fucking frustrating. And then you think an Endgame, oh, we're finally going to get the rematch between Hulk and Thanos, and it's nothing. We don't even get to see Hulk fight in that movie, really, except for the big battle royal at the end where he punches a couple things.
Yeah.
And you know, it's and we even get a scene in Endgame where new Hulk sees old Hulk smashing shit, and he's just kind of like, he's kind of like, I don't like that version of me. Fuck you. We want that version of you.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
I hope something happens to him. I hope he gets hit in the head and turns into fucking old Hulk, and then I don't know what they can do with him, and then kills his kid. Fuck that Hulk kid. This is so stupid. All right,
man. Well, I appreciate that, and everybody else would appreciate you guys going to the Binge Media YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and share the channel wherever you can. And the audio version of Just Tell Me What Happens will be available on its own RSS feed.
Nice.
If it's not available on your podcast player, just give it a few days. It is a new podcast, and it will be the first episode, so it definitely takes a day or two to populate.
Yep.
Until then, patreon.com/binge media, $5 a month will get you early access to the video portion of the Just Tell Me What Happened show. And all the other exclusive stuff. We do 2 commentaries a month, one on the free feed, one on Patreon exclusively, and our free feed commentary for March is Memento with me and Pete. And
that's right.
A special guest.
I'm hoping at some point we can get. I want to start up tournaments again.
Yeah,
I don't know. We haven't really discussed this, but I'm kind of doing this on the fly. But we want to bring tournaments back, so that would be cool. If you have any suggestions for tournaments, I already have the first one in mind, but after that, we'll see. And on this format, this nice visual presentation with all the movies, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll also tell them about ParkSense, right?
Yeah, parksense.com. You see the little ticker if you're watching this on YouTube. Parksense.com. They do candles, wax melts, room sprays that are based on your favorite things from Disney and Universal parks. The ET ride, which we were a big fan of, the extraterrestrial adventure, is just fantastic. Use the code BINGE20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order.
That's right. This thing right here. This candle.
Oh,
it smells so good.
It's so good.
Oh, it's so fucking amazing.
And it's like it just smells fresh.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't smell sweet, doesn't smell, any like pungent or anything like that. It's just like a fresh room smell. It's fantastic.
It smells like Pete's basement. That's what I always think when I smell it.
And go to patreon.com/binge media to support us on Patreon, and maybe you'll get a chance to see Pete's basement at some point.
Is that surprise or something?
I don't know.
Just a picture of it. We did just a picture.
Just a picture. That's it.
All right. Let's get here.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.